Hey, what's up, guys? It's Valk. One of my chatters in my stream mentioned to me that he lived in Norway. And then he also mentioned about the prison system in Norway and about how one of the citizens there unalived a man and ended up living in a luxurious prison cell and also got a PlayStation. So, me being curious, I immediately went to my browser and typed in top whatever top whatever prisons in the world, and I reacted to them live on stream. So I'm gonna play that for you guys, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, then don't. Um, but yeah, like I said, this was streamed live on Twitch. And if you guys ever want to come out, say hi, twitch.tv/Valikry. Okay, see you there. Should we watch this, dude? Should we watch this real quick?
Countries around the world take vastly different approaches to how they deal with members of society who have broken the law. Some believe that building huge, uncomfortable prisons will act as a deterrent to potential offenders while containing those who have already been convicted, while other countries do the opposite and build facilities that are far more comfortable and have a much larger focus on rehabilitation rather than punishment. So get ready to be surprised at the privileges some inmates are afforded as we take a tour around the 15 most luxurious prisons on Earth. Number 15. Halden Prison, Norway. Located in the small town of Halden in Norway, Halden Prison is a maximum security facility.
I hope in this they show some crazy shit, dude. Because I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad, dude, if their place is nicer than mine.
But you wouldn't know it. It opened in April of 2010 with a capacity of up to 252 inmates, the majority of whom have been convicted of the most...
Only 252 people in a prison? Like, what is that even? It's like barely a football field, right, dude? I feel like the prisons in the US have like over like thousands of people.
Serious crimes, such as murder...
Yo, actually, let me look that up real quick. Let's see. Between 1,000 to 1,500. And that place is only holding 200 people? That's crazy.
Murderers and terrorists. Furthermore, such is the novel approach in this prison, around 40% of the inmates are international criminals who are being kept there on behalf of other governments. Surprisingly, there's no barbed wire, electric fences, guard towers, or snipers, and instead there's a huge...
There's no defense, dude? There's no defense?
Steel and concrete walls.
Just a big wall?
And the use of toughened safety glass throughout. There are, as you'd
They've got nice-ass windows. This is like a dorm room.
Expect security cameras, but these are only used in the wider grounds, and there aren't any in the cells, the common rooms, the classrooms, or the workshops. Split into 3 cell blocks, each prisoner has their own 110...
I'm all for, like, rehabilitation and shit for prisons and stuff, but, dude, why do they have such nice rooms? I'm jealous, dude.
Meter cell that has a TV, a desk, a mini fridge, a toilet...
A mini fridge? I don't even have a mini fridge!
And a shower.
Okay, we'll calm down.
Regular visitations are allowed, and these privileges are only ever removed as a result of bad behavior. This approach is very much focused on rehabilitation, and rather than feeling like punishment, Halden Prison is more like a small community that encourages prisoners to gain employment and learn skills for the outside world. It's not been without its criticism, though, but it's undoubtedly one of the most luxurious maximum security prisons on Earth, and one that has remarkably good behavior records and low reoffending rates for those that are released back into society.
Okay, at that point, it's like kind of good, because I mean, the rehabilitation side of it, and, you know, they're lower to repeat, so I guess that's kind of, you know, fair enough. Oh, okay, we're going to the next one.
Number 14, Suomenlinna Prison, Finland. The Suomenlinna district of Helsinki in Finland is made up of a series of 8 islands, 5 of which are connected by...
Mind you, that was only number 15. I feel like they're gonna, like, at the end, dude, like, number 1, it's gonna get crazy. Like, what the best thing is.
Bridges, and have long been an important stronghold after the construction of a fortress in 1748 to protect against Russian expansion. Nowadays, it's an important historic site that, because of its age, has fallen into a state of disrepair, and this gave the country's prison authority an unusual idea. They created an open prison on the southern tip of one of the islands, with the express intent that the inmates who were held there would spend their time there to help repair and restore the centuries-old fortress. With a population of between 100 and 150 prisoners, most of those who are nearing the end of their sentences and have been transferred from elsewhere, they're kept in cell blocks that look more like houses and work during the week on a variety of jobs across the islands. Seen
Bro, they get a whole house as their cell block, dude.
very much as a reward for good behavior during their time at other prisons, Suomenlinna Prison aims to teach inmates skills that will be useful to them when they're released, and treats them almost with the same level of trust and respect as outside of prison. Of course, they're still monitored by guards and are supervised while they're working.
That's so
If
crazy.
they're caught breaking the rules, they risk being sent back to a more traditional facility. Number 13, San Pedro Prison, Bolivia. The largest prison in the city of La Paz, Bolivia, is San Pedro Prison, and this is a correctional facility unlike any other. Built to accommodate 600 inmates, but now holding as many as 3,000, this place has developed a community of its own, and while it can be a terrible experience for many, it can be the life of luxury for some. The role of the guards here is to simply patrol the border and ensure no inmates escape. This means families can visit almost whenever they want, and it's even possible for tourists to go inside too. Upon first entering San Pedro, prisoners can purchase a cell from the prison mayor or a freelance real estate agent, and depending on how much they're willing to pay, they'll begin living in one of the 8 districts, some of which function like gated communities with their own market stalls, entertainment areas, and restaurants, all of which are run by inmates. The
Oh
most
my
luxurious
God.
district, La Posta, amazingly offers cells with private bathrooms, kitchens, cable TV, and even hot tubs. And one
A
inmate
hot
even
tub,
reportedly
dude?
paid for an extension to
Did you get arrested, dude? You just get to go chill in a hot tub and live in your own house with a private bathroom. You just get a free 1-bedroom apartment with a hot tub. What the fuck, dude?
his, so he had views of the city. Many inmates also have their families living with them who are able to enter and leave the prison whenever they want, and there's even a prison hotel and 2 nurseries. These luxuries are only available to the select few who can afford it, however, with the majority of inmates living 5 to a cell and having to work to earn their keep. With murders being a common occurrence in the lower districts, most who spend time there will have a very different experience. Number 12, Xinjiang Prison, China. The Chinese prison system has a reputation for being particularly harsh and unforgiving towards its inmates, which in theory acts as a deterrent to anyone acting in a way that the ruling regime doesn't like. One of the most famous facilities of all is the Xinjiang Prison, which is in Xinjiang Village, around an hour's drive from central Beijing. And it's here that political prisoners as well as high-profile inmates are often sent. First built in 1958 under a veil of secrecy, it's split into 3 sections: the inmate housing, the work sites, and the residential section for employees. Prisoners are ranked based on the severity of their crimes and their standing in society before they were sent there, and this determines the quality of their experience.
Okay, this one looks
while
like
there.
an
Of course,
actual
most
prison
find
though.
themselves in extremely tough conditions when they're forced to work in physically demanding jobs every day of the week and share cramped cells. But if you're wealthy or a high-profile person, things can be very different.
Am I wrong here?
Xinjiang has a number of special cells that are reserved for these individuals. And according to reports, they're the height of luxury compared to elsewhere. With 215 square feet or 20 square meters of space, writing desks, private bathrooms, and washing machines, as well as prisoners being able to wear their own clothes, eat much better food, and read, exercise, play games, and even have visitors.
That's
It's
so
not exactly
crazy.
vacation-worthy, but it's close. Number 11, Sollentuna Prison, Sweden. The majority of prisons are designed with one thing in mind: keeping the inmates inside, and as a result, they're rarely the most eco-friendly of buildings. That's not always the way, though, because in Sollentuna Prison in Sweden, it actually won an award for its green credentials in 2019, and the features that were added to make it like this have also made it one of the most luxurious prisons of all, too. The main prison building, called Taliban.
This doesn't even look like a prison, bro. This just looks like an apartment complex. What is this? Whoa! Okay, hold on.
Looks like
Wait
an
until the
apartment
video
complex
keeps
from a
going.
distance,
That's
but it's actually a high-security remand prison in
You're telling me you can commit a crime and then just live in this like luxurious hotel?
central Stockholm, wrapped in
That is
64,000 square
insane.
feet of
This is
insulated
nicer than my
glass with
bedroom,
inbuilt
dude.
alarms. The structure automatically regulates its own temperature, and there's a 12,000 square foot garden on the roof that inmates are able to use, and this is particularly bee-friendly. with various other initiatives too, such as underground tunnels and
You can drive 1 to 5 hours and you're in Sweden. Yeah, dude, I feel like that's anywhere in Europe though, dude. Europe is like the connecting like countries or whatever. It's like such a short distance between them that you can just drive anywhere. But it's like 1 hour in like driving from like Texas to the other side of Texas. Like I don't even think you'll be to the other side of Texas. Or it's like something like that. I saw some video that was like saying like the massive difference in size versus like the US versus like in the entirety of like Europe.
the courthouse to remove the need for vehicular transport. The prisoners benefit.
Like I think for me to drive to another state, it would take me like a day. Let me see. I'm gonna say the drive from here, from where I live to California, which is only like 2 states away. Yeah, it would take me 16 hours. That's crazy.
As well, with private rooms that feature comfortable beds and ensuite bathrooms, a fully equipped gym, and plenty
This
of
is
recreational
insane.
space. With fresher,
Dude, this is actually insane. No way. This is supposed to be a prison. This is supposed to be a prison. And they've got like a nice loft fucking chair to do to sit in. And fucking, oh my god, dude.
comfortable beds and ensuite bathrooms, a fully equipped gym, and plenty of recreational space. With fresher air, comfortable temperatures, and a sense of openness and well-being throughout, it's seen as a blueprint for future prisons in the country. And because of how it uses far less energy,
Dude, I'm
than a
moving
conventional
countries.
facility, it's far cheaper
And then
to
I'm committing
operate
like
as well.
tax fraud or
Number
something.
10, Justice Centre Leoben, Australia. First opened in 2004 in the city of
They just have a prison made out of glass. What is this?
Leoben, Austria. The Justice Center has 2 inscriptions from the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights on the perimeter, and everything about the prison aims to live up to those ideals. It's got a max
Oh my god, dude, I can't stop yawning. Oh my god. So sorry, dude. My fucking face is on your screen just yawning every
capacity
single
of
2 seconds.
205 inmates and only accepts non-violent offenders with shorter sentences. So rather than being about punishment, its main focus is on equipping them with the skills needed to successfully re-enter society and hopefully never re-offend again. Regular courses are
They got a
run on
fucking
wide
ping pong
range of
table, dude.
subjects, making it almost seem like a community
Search the best prison in Norway. The Halden prison. I think that was the one that, yeah, that was the one that we saw in the beginning of the video. Where are we at right now? 8:15. Remember that 8:15. Yeah. This one is nice, dude, but nothing like the one that we're seeing right now. Like, look at the one we're seeing right now. Dude, it's like all glass, dude. Let's see, wait, where are the bedrooms at? These are their bedrooms. Actually, no, wait. This one was honestly better than that one. The prison in Sweden. Like, look at their bedrooms. Like, there's no way you're telling me that's like what it is. The little like community area, dude, right here. This is insane.
Regular courses are run on a wide range of subjects, making it almost seem like a
Dude, and they get like
community
schooling and
college.
shit
And each
too.
inmate has their own private cell with a bathroom, a television, and
But I bet like, okay, I bet with other like with these countries though, it's like they have good lives for their citizens, you know? And like prison in America fucking sucks. But like life in America is a little bit better, you know? I bet like all these countries have like free healthcare and shit like that, which is honestly dope. I wish we had free healthcare and I wouldn't have to, you know, pay $3,000 just to go see a doctor, you know?
kitchen so they can prepare food for themselves. There's also a large recreational area that features an outdoor gym and a basketball court, along with social spaces and further outdoor areas that are accessible during the day so inmates don't feel caged. It's definitely on the soft
So inmates don't feel caged. That's the point. I feel like that's the point. They should be caged. Like like, you know, someone living like 3 life sentences from murder should not be getting like
end of the
luxurious
scale
shit.
for prisons, but it's already been shown to be a success. Prisoners who will one day be released back into communities need to see that there are opportunities to succeed.
Like I think I'm okay with these like prisons. Like if it's like something like they did something small, you know, like maybe robbery or something, you know, like something like I mean that's kind of big. I mean that's not like super small, but you know tax fraud or something Even people that just like miss payments or something. I don't know, man. Like something that would like help rehabilitate people. But like if they like are a murderer and if like murdered like, you know, 10, 15 people and they're not even gonna see the light of day again, they should not be living comfortably. You know?
And the Justice Center Leoben has one of the lowest recidivism rates in the world. Number 9. Onomichi Prison, Japan. As populations increase in size, so do the number of people being held in prison. And in Japan, authorities have begun facing a problem that other countries will also have to confront soon: a rapidly increasing number of elderly inmates. The over 60s age group are the fastest growing sector in the country.
Free healthcare for kids. I think the US has something like that, like some sort of Medicaid, but they're planning on cutting it or something. I'm not too versed in our policies. Um, Dude, I feel like it should like if like we're like the richest country in the world, I feel like we should have like free healthcare, you know, for everyone. It's crazy to think that like we're like one of the most, you know, dominant countries, but we can't do free healthcare, you know? And then people are always worried like, "Oh, we're gonna pay more in taxes." It's like I feel like I'm paying more in taxes right now, and I don't have free healthcare, you know? It's just ridiculous, dude.
Country's penal system. This has meant that prison design has had to drastically change to accommodate them, and the result is something far more similar to a senior citizen care home than a correctional facility. Onomichi Prison in the city of Onomichi has handrails along the center of hallways to aid those with difficulty walking. There are adult diapers handed out regularly, and during meals, if an inmate coughs or chokes on their rice, a guard will rush over to gently rub and pat their back to make sure they're okay.
What do you mean of some old dudes, some old prisoner that just murdered like murdered 10 people? He's in there and he's in jail for, you know, for like 3 life sentences, and and he starts choking on some rice, and the guard's like, "Oh, poor baby," and starts like patting his back, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude? Let him cough it out. Let him suffer a little bit, you know? Like, why is this senior citizen home? Why is their prison like a senior citizen home, dude? That's so crazy.
The geriatric wing also has no steps. The prisoners are given walkers if they need, and they only work 6 hours a day instead of the normal 8, and are given simpler tasks like sorting papers, folding laundry, and doing arts and crafts. With
At least they're
elderly
made to do
prisoners
work.
less likely to get parole because of the lack of family or the places for them to go to, prisons like these are quickly becoming end-of-life care facilities too. So in respect of that, the inmates are treated.
Can drink water from the sink in Norway. I think it depends on where you're at, but like I think up here where I'm at, like the water is like pretty safe to drink. I know other places it's not. It really depends on like the pipes that are delivering the water.
far better than they would elsewhere in that
Most
system.
places, most places have like galvanized water lines. I know this because I used to do plumbing. But like most places have like water galvanized water lines, and I don't know why people in the past thought it was a smart idea to put, you know, metal pipes and mix it with water, because then all that does is just create rust. Um, but I think, you know, most places that have like it upgraded, you know, it's I feel like also probably with most of like high pressure stuff, it's probably blasting the rust anyways, but still it's like where's that rust gonna go, you know? But anyways.
Number 8. Aranjuez Prison, Spain. There's a moral difficulty sometimes when someone's convicted of a crime, because if it's decided that they should serve time in prison as a punishment, this can split up families and potentially cause harm to innocent children who will be without a parent for a significant period of time. While some countries choose to treat parents more leniently for the child, others will let them enter social care systems instead. And when the crimes are too serious to consider letting the parents avoid jail, there's very little choice but to lock them up and hope that the children are taken in by other family members. In Spain, though, there's an alternative at Aranjuez Prison, which is a correctional facility specifically designed to offer cells for families. With Disney characters on the walls and a prison playground to go to, the inmates here are murderers and drug traffickers, but not ones who have life sentences, and they're able to stay in this 5-star
murderers and drug dealers get a nice little home where they can raise their kid, which is nice. Like that's nice that they can like not be breaking up from their family. But it's like, why would you want the child to be with such a dangerous person? I feel like it's better to put them up, in foster care or something. I feel like they shouldn't be growing up with. I mean, like, yeah, it's their mom or dad or whatever. But if they're on there for murder charges and drug trafficking, I mean, maybe drug trafficking is one thing, but murder? Like, come on. I don't know. That's crazy. That is insane.
Our accommodation with their children until they're 3 years old. It's clearly not the best situation for anyone involved.
Until
but
they're
it gives
3
the
years
kids
old.
a chance
Though.
to develop bonds with their parents and also.
Okay, well, at least until they're 3 years old, that's nice, so they can get some sort of bond, I guess. But I feel like if anything, that's just kind of like manipulating the child and making it worse. Because it's like, hey, remember me? It's mommy, and then it's like, okay, see you later for the next like 10, 15 years of your life. I'm gonna miss everything. That's.
Encourages the adults to behave and remind them that there's a
I feel like
reason
that's.
to work
I feel like that's gonna hurt the child more. You know what I mean?
towards their
Anyways.
release. Number 7. HMP Adderwell, Scotland. Situated near to the village of Adderwell in West Lothian, Scotland, HMP Adderwell is a privately owned facility that holds male inmates from across the Scottish penal system and aims to teach them life skills for when they're released. With 40 hours per week dedicated to productive skill building, there are greater opportunities here than virtually any other prison, so those who do want to turn their lives around have a very good chance of doing so here. This isn't the only reason.
See, this looks like a good prison. Okay, they're rehabilitating them with teaching them skills and shit, like who knows, like for like engineering or whatever, or some sort of trade, and then it still looks like a prison. Like you're in prison.
Luxurious for inmates, though, with it being the preferred choice by most who are incarcerated in the country. It doesn't have particularly comfortable cells, sumptuous food, or warm weather, but it's become somewhat notorious for its lax security, which means that prisoners are able to access almost any contraband that they could possibly want. There are countless stories of raucous parties taking place at the prison, and while authorities are of course trying to clamp down on this, it remains the place to go for inmates looking for a good time.
Okay, I feel like they should definitely upgrade their security system if they're, bringing drugs or whatever into the prison. But this so far has been the best prison, I feel like,
Number 6.
that the prisoners actually deserve, But I would say upgrade that security so they don't have to deal with, they shouldn't be able to get away with whatever they want. That's ridiculous.
Cebu Prison, Philippines. One of the biggest challenges facing prison authorities is how to provide enough entertainment for the inmates while keeping things safe and under control, and various institutions have different approaches towards doing this. There's no doubt, though, that the Cebu Prison in the Philippines is the most unusual in this respect. And while the facility itself may not be the most luxurious for day-to-day life, the prisoners being kept there certainly have one of the best activities to pass the time. That's because each of the maximum security prison's inmates have to take part in the Cebu's world-famous daily choreographed dance routines, which are not only
They turned this prison into a fucking Disney movie, dude. What the hell? They have to participate in dance routines? That's crazy. I thought they were doing some like yoga or something here.
designed to provide them with exercise, but also to learn teamwork,
What the
to
fuck,
follow
dude?
instruction, and to take them out of their comfort zones. Often these are filmed and broadcast online, with the prisoners having developed legions of fans since the first was released in 2006.
Oh my god.
Now they're so well known that the inmates even sign autographs.
Hell yeah,
after
dude.
some
Get
performances.
this is what I'm talking about, dude. They're turning the prisoners into like a show for the population. People are tuning in. They got fans and shit. Okay, maybe they shouldn't have fans because I feel like we shouldn't be promoting like. I mean, if these guys are like murderers or whatever, you probably shouldn't be, boosting their social status. But that's dope that they're doing that.
And they
It's a way, hey, dude, that's a way to get money for the prison too. They get some ads on there, dude. Get some ad revenue in those dance routines.
really
Anyways,
become celebrities in their own right. Number 5. Pondok Bambu Prison, Indonesia. The experience in prison in Indonesia varies wildly depending on which facility you're sent to, with most of them being notorious for squalid conditions and terrible treatment towards inmates. Some wardens, however, have found ways to profit from their positions by offering luxury accommodation to certain prisoners, as long as they can afford it. Pondok Bamboo Prison is a women's penitentiary
The way
in
he says it is
Jakarta
kind of
that made
funny.
headlines in 2010 following an investigation by a local TV news network. They had detailed the case of an inmate who had been sentenced to
Dude, that's dope. That's a fire fucking photo. All the buildings and shit. It looks
years
so
there
nice.
for bribing.
Dude, I want to go traveling, dude. Where's this at? Indonesia? Dude. I need to go travel the world, dude.
$600,000 to drop a case against her. But she needn't have worried because her wealth gained access to luxuries very few have on the outside. She reportedly had access to a huge cell with a flat-screen TV, a king-size bed, a private bathroom, and even
She got a bigger bed than me! I got a queen, and she's got a king-size bed, a flat-screen TV. What else did he said she has?
Few have on the outside. TV, a king-size bed, a private bathroom, and even an adjoining karaoke suite. All while she
a karaoke suite?
kept her room clean and had unlimited visits by beauty therapists for a wide variety of treatments.
That's
This was,
insane.
however, against the principles of the system in Indonesia, and when it was discovered, she was moved to the general population of the prison. But apparently it's quite commonplace for similar privileges to exist, with reports of luxurious accommodation being available in most of the country's prisons.
Oh, I guess that one wasn't
Number
allowed,
4,
but
Alexander Maconochie Center, Australia.
Norway. Let's go. Let me check out Norway real quick. What's the best city? Oslo. It's one of the capitals I'm seeing. Oh my god, dude, that's fire. Dude, I love these rural type areas, dude. A munch. Oh, that's nice, dude. Oh, not save image. Oops. I'm trying to pull the image up. Open image, new tab. Why can't I look at it in a big fucking thing? Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my god, you got a Viking shit museum? I want to go there, dude. I love Vikings. Vinland Saga, dude. I remember talking about anime, dude. Vinland Saga's crazy anime too. Dude, I need to go travel. I need to go see the world.
The Alexander Maconochie Center is a prison facility in Canberra, Australia that houses maximum security and minimum security inmates. It's said to be the first in the country that was built to human rights principles and is described as being an open campus-style facility. With no bars on any windows so they give views out across the surrounding landscape, and even self-contained...
Okay, slap some bars on there maybe, and I feel like we'd probably be good. Wait, let me fix this back for you guys. Yeah.
Cottage accommodation for the best behaved inmates. The focus here is on treating every prisoner with respect, with the idea that by doing so they won't become institutionalized, and when they're released they're far less likely to commit another offense. Despite the appearance of it being open and friendly, though, the people in charge of the prison have been clear that it's still a maximum security facility that's continuously being watched.
Dude, this is a good prison, dude.
Around the site, and that there's still no.
This is valid, dude. This is where they don't have a fucking PS5 Pro to play on with the flat screen TV, dude, and a crazy bedroom, king size bed. This is what they should get.
Be able to reach the perimeter without the guards knowing about it. It's been a controversial decision to build a place like this in Australia, but as with many other prisons that take a more respectful approach, the initial signs have been that reoffending rates are much lower than with prisoners who have been kept elsewhere, and the behavior of those being kept in the Alexander Maconochie Center is far better as well. Number 3, JVA Fuhlsbüttel Prison, Germany. The Fuhlsbüttel prison in Hamburg, Germany is used to accommodate a wide range of prisoners from the city, with sentences ranging from just a few months
Norway
to
makes the
years.
best sushi.
It's been designed to constantly be
I'll come visit, and I'll be the judge. I'll be the judge of that.
The theory being that this encourages better behavior, is good for their well-being, and ultimately means they're more likely to return to society and fit back in, with a much lower chance of reoffending. It's been criticized for being too comfortable, with soft beds, chairs, TVs, and a huge amount of space in each cell. It offers spacious recreational areas, a number of courses that inmates can enroll in, and access to outdoor spaces during daylight hours. One of the most surprising things is that the interior of the prison is completely redecorated at regular intervals, every year or so. Rather than being to keep it clean and fresh, this is actually done for the inmates who are going to be there for long sentences, so their environment changes around them and is kept interesting. Number 2. Otago Correctional Facility, New Zealand. Found near Milton on the lower South Island of New Zealand, the Otago Correctional Facility was built between 2005 and 2007 and provides accommodation for 335 inmates. Designed for prisoners with short sentences, it aims to help them learn skills that'll allow them to get a job in the outside world when they're released, and have often been referred to as the five-star hotel of prisons. With 2 inmates per cell in which they have TVs, radios, and coffee machines, they're able to decorate them however they want, and even have a wide range of books they can borrow from the prison library.
Okay, this is crazy, dude. This is literally like a damn dorm room. Like, you got a guitar, a little TV, like a computer station, some poster girl or something.
The facility has underfloor heating to keep them warm in the often freezing climate, and the inmates have access to a fully equipped gym, a spacious outdoor recreational yard, and regular movie nights. What's particularly special about this facility compared to others in New Zealand, though, is
it's like a school, dude.
Educational courses that are available.
It's literally just a college.
The usual drug and alcohol therapy sessions, there's a drama school and the opportunity to learn engineering skills, cookery, and farm work. When it opened, it represented a new design for New Zealand's correctional system.
No, it's not cheap though, but I have barely enough to buy Crunchyroll.
All future prisons plan to replicate it.
Dude, go on high anime, dude. Just pirate it, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've done that a couple of times. Cause like some animes I can't find, dude. It's like I'm not gonna go buy like some High Dive or whatever, you know, like that one other anime service. Like I'm not gonna go out and buy that, you know. Just go on high anime, dude. Just pirate that shit. Just do that.
Number 1, Bastøy Prison, Norway. Originally opened as a prison colony for young boys and located around 46 miles from Oslo in Norway, Bastøy Prison is one of the most unusual correctional facilities on the planet. Rather than keeping inmates locked in cells and behind bars, it's
oh my god, this place is nice
in the world. And to do this, it's doing things very differently. It's located on an island that can only be accessed by ferry, and inmates live in small wooden cottages. Around 115 prisoners are held there at any one time, and they're watched over by 70 prison employees, only 5 of whom stay there overnight. Inmates have to apply to be transferred to Bastøy from other prisons in Norway, and the population is made up of people who have committed a wide range of crimes, from theft to murder. Their day is made up of mainly working on the prison
No murderer should be allowed to live in his own damn cottage
and farm, but during their free time they have access to activities that people in other prisons could only dream of. They can, for example, learn how to ride a horse, go fishing, or make use of the on-site tennis courts, and even compete against...
This is literally, what are those things called? What are those, it's like a country club, dude. No murderer should be able to go attend a country club.
One another in cross-country skiing before relaxing in a sauna. It's a tough transition for some prisoners.
They get, wait, hold on, they get to relax in a sauna?
In a sauna, skiing use of the on-site tennis courts, and even compete against one another in cross-country skiing before relaxing in a sauna.
Skiing?
It's a tough transition for some prisoners who are so used to having every minute of every day planned out for them, and at Bastøy they found themselves relying on each other for entertainment and to provide resources for themselves. Amazingly, though, the approach has been a resounding success.
Oh, this is Norway too.
Prisoners who have spent part of
the
their
Bastøy
sentence
prison
there has dropped from the European average of 70% to just 16%. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I feel like that one's better than the other one. They said the other one's the most luxurious prison, but and that one in Norway. But that last one right there, Bastøy Prison, Norway. Like they're literally living in a country club, and they've got their own like fucking. You can go horseback riding, fishing, skiing, a sauna. That's crazy. That was a good video. That's so crazy. If you stuck it out this long, thank you so much. Mwah! I love you. If you like this, oh my God, focus. Okay. Got to put my hands down. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to interact with me while I'm live, go follow my Twitch. You can also follow my TikTok. I'll put it up right here. And yeah, you can interact with me while I'm streaming. Say hi, whatever. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, TikTok. I go live on both. Okay, peace out.